Hello everyone. Welcome to English Listening. Don't forget to subscribe to improve your English now. Today I want to tell you about the story of Tom. Tom was a young man from a small town. He lived in a place where few people spoke English. But he always dreamed of traveling the world and meeting people from different countries. The story of learning English quickly to speak. Part 1. A New Dream. Tom was a young man from a small town. He lived in a place where few people spoke English. But he always dreamed of traveling the world and meeting people from different countries. He had heard that English was the most common language spoken around the world. Tom knew that learning English would help him communicate with more people, explore new places, and find a good job. His dream was to become confident in speaking English. But there was a problem. Tom didn't speak English well. He knew a few words like hello, goodbye, and thank you, but he felt shy whenever he tried to speak. He was afraid of making mistakes. Tom's first goal was simple. He wanted to be able to speak English with his friends and family without feeling nervous. Part 2. The First Step. One day, Tom decided to start his English learning journey. He did some research online and found out that listening to English every day would help him understand the language better. He began watching English movies and listening to English songs. At first, it was difficult. He didn't understand many words, and the speed of the speaking made it hard for him to follow. But Tom didn't stop. He rewound the movies and songs when he didn't understand. Slowly, he began to pick up words and phrases. He heard people saying things like, "How are you?" and "What's your name?" Tom repeated these phrases until he could say them without thinking. At first, his pronunciation was not perfect. But that didn't matter to him. He was making progress. Part 3. Practicing every day. Tom knew that to improve, he had to practice every day. He set aside 1 hour each morning to study English. He practiced with simple language books and also used online resources like language apps and YouTube videos. He read short stories and looked up words he didn't understand. After each session, he would try to speak what he had learned. It was hard, and sometimes he got frustrated, but he kept pushing forward. One of the hardest things for Tom was speaking with others. He didn't want to make mistakes in front of people, but he also knew that if he didn't try, he wouldn't improve. So, Tom found a language partner online. Her name was Sarah, and she was from the United States. She was very patient with him, and they spoke in English every day. She would help him with pronunciation and correct his mistakes gently. Over time, Tom began to speak more confidently. Part 4. Making mistakes. One of the biggest challenges Tom faced was the fear of making mistakes. He was afraid of saying the wrong words or using the wrong grammar. But Sarah kept telling him that it was okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process, she said. The more you speak, the more you will learn. One day, Tom made a mistake while speaking to Sarah. He said, "I go to the store yesterday," instead of saying, "I went to the store yesterday." He felt embarrassed, but Sarah smiled and corrected him. "It's okay, Tom," she said. "Now you know the right way to say it." Tom learned that making mistakes wasn't something to be afraid of. Each mistake was a chance to improve. As time went on, he made fewer mistakes and became more comfortable speaking. Part 5: Using English in Real Life. After a few months, Tom started to feel more confident. He could speak simple sentences without thinking too much. He could ask for directions, order food at restaurants, and introduce himself in English. But Tom didn't stop there. He wanted to speak fluently. To do this, he needed to practice speaking in real-life situations. One day, Tom went to a local cafe. The waiter didn't speak his native language. So Tom decided to practice ordering his food in English. He walked up to the counter and said, "Hello, I would like a coffee, please." The waiter smiled and said, "Sure, one coffee. Is there anything else?" Tom replied, "No, thank you." The conversation was short, but it was a big achievement for Tom. He felt proud of himself. Part 6: Consistency is key. Tom learned that consistency was the key to improving his English. He made it a habit to speak English every day, even if it was just for a few minutes. Sometimes, he would talk to himself in English while walking around the house. Other times, he would record himself speaking and listen to his pronunciation. Tom also made sure to continue learning new vocabulary. Every day, he tried to learn at least 5 new words. He wrote them down and practiced saying them aloud. Slowly, he built a bigger vocabulary. His speaking improved as he was able to use more words in his sentences. Part 7: Seeing the Results. After 6 months of hard work, Tom could see the results of his efforts. He could speak English with more confidence, and he understood what people were saying. He was even able to hold longer conversations in English without worrying about making mistakes. Tom felt proud of how far he had come. He knew that he wasn't perfect and there were still many things he could improve. But that didn't matter. What mattered was that he had reached his goal. He could speak English without feeling scared. Tom had learned that the secret to speaking English quickly was practice, patience, and never giving up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more.